Freshminds was really my first job, and as a result I learned a huge amount. I learned about starting a business, working with other people, I learned about my own skills, some really tough lessons when we went through downturns in the economy and how you keep your salespeople motivated. That was really hard going, but the lessons that I carry with me, all the way through to this day.
I've worked on 4 major pieces of work with Freshminds, quite different, but the common thread always being transformation, taking these organisations through a complex journey. The thing I found amazing in my interaction with Freshminds has been their listening and their open and clear communication and the honesty around all engagements.
At Freshminds, I had a couple of roles actually. I came in to do the marketing and build the brand, and then I decided that we should set up a retail practice. I always credit Freshminds for just being the brilliant start to my career.
Freshminds has always come up with candidates that are interesting and that support our programs. Their network that they've introduced us to has made us think more broadly about how we should be doing business as well. We have been working together for over 10 years now, and I've had 3 roles during that time, but have always stayed connected to Adam and the Freshminds team.
I was one of the original co-founders of Freshminds. We have been flooded, we've been robbed. At the time when we meant to be going on a company trip to Dublin and end up in Belfast. We've also had numerous marriages in the business and a lot of fun along the way. The best thing about Freshminds is definitely the people. What an awesome bunch of smart, motivated, proactive, warm people that love to get to know talent and love to match it to businesses.
I've been working on and off with Freshminds for 2 years. I've been on about 25 to 30 projects, I'd say. I think the best thing about Freshminds is the reactivity of everyone who's able to just be super agile.
My connection with Freshminds is I've been both a candidate and a client for both permanent and contract roles, which is I think full house for the last 15, 16 years. Everyone I've worked with at Freshminds has been smart, engaging, fun to hang around. You want to hang out with people you want to hang out with, and if you want to recruit the best, you work with the best.
I used to work on the graduate team. The best thing about Freshminds has to be the snacks in the meetings. No, I'm joking. The best thing about Freshminds for me, I think, was the working environment and the culture. A phenomenal group of really, really smart people really played into that. But there was a real kind of working environment of ambition. There was a real kind of drive to succeed and a real hunger that I think emulated from the top down.
The thing I've probably taken the most away from Freshminds is Stratfest. I walk into a room knowing 20 people and come away feeling embarrassed about how little I know about global events or the latest technological innovations, and inspired to do something about it the next morning. Knowing that someone has worked with Freshminds is generally a mark that someone is going to be intellectually curious, driven, commercially minded, and I'm going to find something in common with them.
My Freshminds connection goes back many years to when I looked for my first role outside of consulting. And they found me, I think the task was find me something interesting. And my Freshminds consultant at the time raised an eyebrow and said it might take a few weeks to get back to you. They found me a fantastic role that was a really good fit for my skill set, but also my ambitions, and it's proved to be a springboard into some really fascinating roles since then. The level of investment that they're willing to make in you, and certainly that they've made in me over time, is something that I really value.
I joined Freshminds in 2005 as a junior account manager. I left Freshminds in 2012 as the head of the graduate recruitment business. If I hadn't worked at Freshminds, I wouldn't have set up my own business as a headhunter and executive coach, focusing on women returning to work. I now take an entrepreneurial approach to all that I do, and I thank Freshminds for that.
The best thing about Freshminds is the sort of flexibility that they offer in terms of the people they can provide, when they can provide them, if we need to staff projects very quickly and ramp up quickly, but also the breadth of network that they have.
My Freshminds connection is I worked at Freshminds for 6 years, all the way from when I was my first proper job, through from being an associate consultant, a consultant in the graduate team, the experienced hire team, until the final thing I did was launching Freshminds' first product, assessment product. I'm also marrying someone from Freshminds as well. The best thing about Freshminds when I was there was definitely the people. Everyone's always so kind, thoughtful, deeply motivated, and it was amazing how many people you ran into who had warm feelings about Freshminds, either as a candidate or as a customer or some other connection.
Freshminds placed me with one of their clients to create some smart warehouses across Europe, something that no one else had ever done before, so it was really exciting actually. Don't get me started. The best thing about Freshminds, it's one of the few consultancies where I've actually got to know the people behind the brands.
I received a random email from Ida saying, hey, I've got a job opportunity, I'd like to talk to you, and I think you'd be perfect for this opportunity I have. Would you at least be willing to commit 30 minutes just for a quick overview? I said yes, and here we are today. Freshminds has been excellent at just the ease of doing business and being able to find top talent. From a personal perspective, being recruited by Freshminds, just the proactiveness and the ease of doing business. I didn't have to follow up on anything before I had questions. They were already being answered and data already being provided. It was just an overall smooth, great experience.
I was, I think, the 6th or 7th employee in the early days. We felt invincible, felt like we could do anything. Freshminds was really unique and really a front runner.
Freshminds Connection is getting towards the decade level. For all of that period of time, they really understand what we're about as an organisation, what our culture is about, what our objectives are, and that then gets reflected in the candidates that they put forward to us.
I have worked with Freshminds on really exciting transformation and change programs. Great reputation, fantastic clients, and really high quality of work. They really know me well now, and I rely on Freshminds as a partner in what I do.
The best thing about Freshminds is the way everyone works. You get to build a genuine, organic relationship with the team members, and essentially if you're working on projects, you also have the support needed when things don't go your way. A big shout out to the RA team, to Big Ben, Maria and Kieran. Thanks, you guys have been amazing.
I was with Freshminds between 2007 and 2009 in marketing. Not that long actually, but it feels like a much bigger part of my life than the 2 years I spent with the company. In 20 years, who knows what the business will look like? I'll tell you one thing I hope doesn't change is this same sense of making sure that you always have the best and smartest people running that business, working in that business, working with that business.